So I've been in and around the real estate industry for my whole life now, having grown up working in a family business and now progressing to having my own business, Wilton, Lemke, Stewart. So I've been in the industry now for around 15 years, which means that for my clients, I've had the opportunity to test what works and what doesn't when it comes to presenting your property for sale, marketing, negotiating, and eventually selling. When we first meet, my main goal is to try and understand why you're looking at selling, whether you're moving or trying to sell an investment property to free some cash up. Whatever the reason is, I'm going to be asking a lot of questions, and it's not because I'm nosy, but the more that I know about you, the better I'm going to be able to help you get the right outcome, whether that be the very best price or whether that be through a private campaign or whatever it is. The more questions I ask and can dive deeper into the reason that you're looking at moving, the better I can help you. I find I get asked a lot of questions about the way my team works, and that's really important to people when they engage us to sell for them. So we have 3 people inside of my team. The campaign manager is one of the most important roles inside the team, and that person is from day one when you sign on with us, organising photos, any presentation works that need to happen. Really, they're getting the whole property ready so that when we pick it up, we can go straight out there and try and get you the best price. And we've got a buyer's manager that works directly in the team as well. They're an experienced agent themselves, but their specialty is trying to go into our database and find buyers that are suitable for your property if we're selling off market, or if we're on market, they're managing all the inquiry to make sure that people are responded to within 4 hours. And the reason that we try and respond to people as quickly as possible is that people are really impatient these days because of the likes of Uber and all these apps where people have things instantly. They need to get information fast, otherwise they'll disengage. And then as your lead agent, the most important role for me is to manage the whole process so that when we get to a point where we're negotiating with buyers, everything up to that point has been seamless and we're able to negotiate and understand why the buyer is trying to move and how we might be able to work with them to leverage a higher price and a better result for you. One of the other things I get asked about working in the team is who is the communication going to be with. Your communication is almost always going to be directly with me. The way that we work is we set up a group chat where we have the campaign manager, the buyer manager, myself, and anyone else involved in the sale all in a central location so that communication can directly go through that channel. But after an inspection, after an open house, or when there's important news, I'm going to be the one talking directly with you, and you're going to be able to ask my advice, and I'm going to be able to give you direct and clear guidance on what I think you should do. From that point, there's never any pressure from us, and the decision is always up to you as to what direction you want to head in, but we'll always give clear and direct advice so that you can make the right decision. One of the most important parts about getting your property ready for sale is to nail the presentation from the start. What that means is when we meet, or if I inspect the property and get the opportunity to provide a proposal, is that I'm also going to provide some insights on how I think you can improve the presentation on the property if I think that needs to happen, so that we can maximize the price that we get for you when you sell. A few of the things that we look at when we come through in regards to presentation is paint, floors, gardens, whether or not there's a need for any styling. Presentation items like this, where you aren't spending a big amount of money, but they can have a big impact, are going to be the things that we look at when we're providing advice. When it comes to marketing, it's important that you choose an agent that has the modern edge and understands the way that modern marketing works. And when I talk about modern marketing, I'm talking about social media, digital advertising on real estate and domain.com, and specific information about the subscription that their business holds with those 2 portals. For us at Wilton, Lemke, Stewart, we have one of the highest subscriptions with real estate and domain.com, which means that you're going to get more eyes both on their portals but also across social media channels on your property. And it's so important these days that you're not only just on the portals, but you are on social media when it comes to selling, because people are passive and sometimes they're not looking to move, but if the right property is put in front of them, they will click on it and it will direct them back to the portal. So when we talk about marketing and spending money on marketing, it can be a bit of a foreign concept to some who haven't sold in many, many years, because the cost of marketing has gone up a lot. So what we suggest is to look at it as if it's an insurance policy. We can tailor a marketing package that might only get you in front of 50% of the market, whether that be through dropping one of the portals or whether that be through not advertising online, or we can open you up to 100% of the market. But it all comes down to spending money on marketing and going down every avenue. And one of the last things that we're going to discuss with you and give you options on is strategy. Now, there are 3 types of campaigns that we run and we offer in my team. That being off market, where we look at targeting our database. We might get a signboard and some photos and just go out to a select group of people. Second method of sale is a structured private treaty campaign where we run that over a 2-week period and then close offers off on a particular day. And the final option is, of course, auction, where we have a structured auction campaign and run that over 3 or 4 weeks and have an auction on site or in rooms on the 3rd or 4th week. Now, when we meet or talk on the phone, we'll go through these strategies in more detail with you and make a recommendation on which one we think is most suitable to your situation and circumstances. On a personal level, I'm a father to 2 beautiful kids, a boy and a girl, and I'm married. So for those who have kids, they'll understand that being a father, you become your best negotiator at home. And I think having children in the last few years has only helped sharpen my why, helped me understand more why people move and transition out of homes or to different areas and locations. Yeah, having a family has been one of the greatest things I've ever done. On top of that, I'm a golf and sports tragic, so you might find me on the golf course, running, or at a Newcastle Knights game. It's something that ever since I was a kid has driven me and motivated me, and I think one of the reasons that I'm in the sales industry is because I'm competitive. So it's a big part of who I am and my DNA. And on a personal level, outside of work, really family, sport, and the outdoors is what drives me and gets me up every day. One of the other things that drives me is supporting the communities that support our business. And we've had the opportunity to do that with different organisations, whether that be sports clubs, schools, local community initiatives. And it's one of the things that we'll continue to do forever and a day. And as a real estate team and as a selling team, it actually sharpens our skills out there in those local marketplaces, because we get to know people, and there's been many a time that people have reached out and said, oh, such and such is looking at moving, and through whether it's a school or a sports club community, we've actually been able to get a result for a client who's selling directly off the back of a buyer lead. So if you're watching this, there's a really good opportunity that we're already talking. But if we're not, and you are interested in selling, or you're just after some general advice on how you might be able to improve the value of your home, please reach out. We'd love to talk to you no matter what stage of the process you're up to.